The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar on custom Power BI dashboards for Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, how to get quick and insightful visual data. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. My name is Greg Miles. I'm the Marketing Manager for iCepts Technology Group. With me today is Jamie Noggle, who is one of our systems engineer and also Power BI Black Belt. iCepts Technology Group is a Microsoft Cloud solution provider, specializing in several Microsoft technologies such as ERP, CRM, Office, Teams, Azure, Cloud Computing, and Microsoft Power BI. At iCepts Technology Group, we have improved reporting for Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, which is the Microsoft ERP system we specialize in, by creating insightful visual dashboards through leveraging Power BI's strong reporting capabilities. Our easy-to-use and fast Power BI custom dashboards that we've developed include age reports for accounts receivables and payables. In addition, we have created top 10 reports for customers, selling items, and vendors. Jamie will present all these today. In case you're not familiar with Microsoft Power BI, Power BI is a real-time business analytics solution that lets you visualize your data and share insights within your organization for better decision-making. For many consecutive years, Microsoft has been positioned as a leader in the Gartner's Magic Quadrant for analytics and business intelligence platforms. With Power BI, you can connect to many different data sources to create custom reporting for your company. We would like to show you what we have created here at iCepts to get better reporting for Microsoft Business Central. Just as a reminder, everyone is on listen-only mode. We'll have time at the end of the presentation to answer any of your questions. Also, we will record this webinar and make it available to everyone based upon request. Now, I'll pass the presentation over to Jamie. Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for that nice introduction. Let me bring over this Power BI dashboard and we can talk about what we've created here at iCepts. So, as Greg mentioned, we have a number of Power BI reports that were generated specifically for Business Central. And in these dashboards, we cover accounts receivable, we cover accounts payable, top 10 customers, top selling items, and top vendors. So the first we'll go with is the accounts receivable. So if you click on that, we can see that this accounts receivable allows us to look in different age categories and outstanding balances. We can further go ahead and filter that with each of these slicers to see where each of our dollars lie. As you can see, it's very quick and easy to use. It gives you a very defined picture of your data in an easy to see manner. Much the same, the accounts payable works very similar. We have over here, we can select vendor name. We can look at any of our vendors that we owe to and how much we owe and for how long. Each of these charts is interactive as well. So if you want to look at a particular slice of data, you click on it and it will highlight it on the chart as well as the table. Top 10 customers is a similar design. On top 10 customers, we can see our top 10 customers on a year-to-date basis. We can look at it via a comparison of year over year, our sales year-to-date versus our sales period the same as last year. So it can give us a very quick idea of how we're performing with each of our clients. And each of these can be again filtered with different dates, years. We can go to the month. We can look at quarter. If we look back at 2020, we can look at all 4 quarters will populate, whereas in 2021, of course, we only have the first quarter. So You can actually multi-select each of these too. So if you wanted to compare 2021 and 2020, you can simply select both and bring up data. Oh. We can do a similar thing with our selling items. And top selling items gives you a visual representation as well as an actual dollar amount for the items that have sold and the margins that we're making on those items. And a similar view will be had for our top 10 vendor list. This is very helpful for determining what vendors we're buying from and then comparing our prices from one vendor to the next on a given item. And Greg, that really is about it. Unless we have some detailed questions, it's pretty straightforward. I think without getting too in depth and how everything is analyzed. It's a very easy to use, interactive reporting tools. So Greg, I'll hand it back to you.
Okay, thank you, Dave. I know it's a quick presentation. I wanted to just open up the question and answers session for any type of questions you may have. Your first question here, Jamie, is how is this reporting different than what's native in Business Central?
Well, that's a good question, Greg. Let's take a look real quick at what we would see in Business Central. Let me jump into a Business Central sandbox. So to answer that question while we're waiting, Business Central only really gives you a report in a kind of a tablature style, and you have to run each of those reports one at a time and wait for it to do its thing. Whereas in Business Central with Power BI, we can go ahead and actually populate data directly from Power BI service right into our rule center. And let me show you that real quick. I think I'm in the wrong sandbox. Okay. I'm in the wrong sandbox. Excuse me a moment.
Oh, sure.
I think so. It does appear to have changed slightly since the last time I was in. There we go. So as you can see, we can connect Power BI in Business Central directly to a role center, when everything that we've built out in those reports can be put in the role center, and then you can expand it directly from the role center and work within it, Power BI, directly in Business Central. So you don't need to jump back and forth to do different reporting. Everything is right there at your fingertips. We can go and select different reports. Okay. Here is a list of reports that I have available. And we can actually just jump through to the next report. There's our outstanding accounts receivable, and you can go ahead and expand that report if you want. And everything is interactive here right in Business Central, just as it was on the Power BI web service.
Another question that just came in is, can you drill down on all the details in Power BI?
Yes. So in fact, you can not only can you drill down on the details in the Power BI, but you can, as I was just demonstrating here, in Business Central, the report is in the Business Central Role Center, we can drill down. If I want to look at a particular group of a client, I can look at exactly what they owe us and when. It will show me my invoice number. It will show me my outstanding balance, when the balance was due, and then how far past the due date are we. So it's very powerful that you can drill down. You can get a very top level view, simply just a high level look and say, okay, these are the people that owe us dollars. And then we can say, okay, let's look at right down to individual invoices. And that can help us say, okay, well, what maybe is in dispute with this invoice? Why haven't they paid it? That type of thing.
Okay, next question is, are these new dashboards you created real-time information from Business Central?
They can be set up as real time, or they can be set up as a daily refresh. The real time adds a little bit more overhead in terms of performance. And for most clients, I would say that you'd want to set it up to refresh usually once a day, but certainly you can make it a real time connection as well.
Okay, great. These are great questions. Keep them coming. Next one is Power BI free or is there a charge?
There is a charge for Power BI. It is $9.99 per user per month. And what that allows is it allows users to connect to the Power BI web service, create reports, share reports, view reports, on a variety of platforms. Not only is it the Power BI service in the web, but it allows the mobile connection with your mobile device, whether it's a iPad, an Android-based phone, an iPhone. All of those things are included in the $9.99 a month.
Hey, great. Another question here, Jamie, is can I export and save these dashboards somehow?
You can. Each of these dashboards, if you look, you can actually click on these little three dots, and we'll do it with over here on this chart, this table. It makes a little bit more sense. And you click export data, and it will allow you to take that data and export it out to an Excel spreadsheet where you can further analyze it.
Okay, great. Another question is how often is Power BI updated?
Power BI web service is kind of continually updated, whereas the desktop, which is where most of the reporting is developed and built, that is usually once a month that application is updated. But the service is kind of a live, always being updated type service.
Okay, great. Just leave it open for another couple seconds here. If you have any questions, just type them in. Oh, here's a question for you. Just came in. Can different employees have different dashboards on their role center?
Absolutely. That's pretty easy to do. We create work groups that each employee can be assigned to, and then we publish those reports that workspace. And from there, you can tie it to their individual. So when they sign into their Business Central, then their role centers will be populated with the correct reports.
Okay, great. Okay, any other questions? Just as a reminder, we will send out a follow-up email to everyone. And if everyone would like a copy of this presentation, just let me know. We can send you the link for that. Okay, so if there's no more questions, I just want to thank everyone for attending today. Thank you so much, Jamie, for presenting. Once again, we will be sending a follow-up email to everyone. And thank you again, everyone. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.